I got to my location in Richland County, Wisconsin just after noon on the second day of the season. I was excited as all get out. I've been turkey hunting for 4 years now and haven't taken a tom yet, but I just knew this was my year. Especially with Travis, my hunting buddy of 10 years, doing the calling. So, I got my Octal Arms MKA 1919 sighted in with Federal Premium Heavyweight Turkey 7-shot just in time as the rain started to beat down. We headed to town for a quick bite to eat and mostly to let the turkeys cool down with all the shooting that we'd been doing. So after eating, we headed out. We got into the Primos ground blind about 2:30. It was 45 degrees Fahrenheit with a light rain that quickly became a heavy downpour.
Alright, it's April 19th. A little bit wet. Out here looking for some turkey. I'm here with Travis. A little bit wet. Travis is going to get me on a tom.
Those two hens walked up from behind us and lingered for over 30 minutes, but despite our best efforts, no toms came to investigate. Other than one tom at the edge of a field over 150 yards away and these two hens, it was a pretty quiet afternoon. Day 2 found us at a new location. It was 39 degrees, but with the strong wind, it felt more like 25.
We're out here, it's day 2, February 20th. It's about 39 degrees. A little bit windy with no rain. We heard a gobble when we were setting up the teaks, but haven't heard anything since then.
By the time 11 a.m. came, we were freezing. We were done hunting for the morning. It was more like we were coming in from a November deer hunt. We were definitely not dressed for this weather. Although we didn't see any toms, those 4 jakes hung out for over half an hour. Then they left, and an hour later came back with a 5th jake. All morning we had been hearing gobbling to our left, gobbling to our right, gobbling ahead of us. But all of it was pretty far away, and they just would not come in.
It's not about the liver.
On our second day of the hunt, we had seen 21 turkeys. Most of them were hens. There were a few jakes and a couple toms. None of the toms we could get to come very close to us. And the one tom that you saw in the video, we were in a marathon with him for 3 hours and he would not come in. When he first came out, he followed his hen around for a good couple of hours, and she would have nothing to do with him. She was eating. This guy was so worked up, he actually pleasured himself 4 times, including the time that you saw on video. So yes, he was doing what you thought he was doing. I guess turkeys don't go blind from that. This tom came, he was 150 yards away. The hen came in a little bit, so he followed her. Then she'd go off this way and he'd follow her. Then she came up this way and she kind of disappeared behind a little rise, and we thought there was a road right there, and we thought maybe she'd come up that road and the tom would follow her. But then a short while later she kind of started moving back towards the initial area that we saw them in, which is 150 yards away. So the closest that they ever got in was probably 90 to 100 yards. So they never got in really close.
It's Saturday the 21st. We saw 21 turkeys yesterday, so we're hoping to see a few today. We already got a whole bunch of gobbling ones coming up, so beautiful morning so far. Got Travis here working his butt off calling. He's gonna call us in a big one.
I wanted to show you the tools that I used on my turkey hunt. This right here is the Octal Arms MKA 1919. It's a Turkish built semi-automatic gas operated shotgun. It looks like an AR, feels like an AR, but it's just a standard semi-automatic shotgun. The magazine holds 5 rounds. No different than a standard 2 magazine on a regular standard semi-automatic shotgun. This is no different than, say, a Benelli M3, a Remington, a Winchester. It's no different. Just looks different. And this package here is an excellent package. It operates great. It's light. It weighs 6.5 pounds. It's very maneuverable. I love the stability that this hand grip gives you. Overall, an excellent shotgun. If you use an AR, if you shoot one, if you hunt with one, you'll like it. All the operational levers, everything, all the same as an AR. The bolt hold open, the mag release, the safety, everything is the same. I have on it a Lucid red dot sight. This is an excellent sight. Perfect for shotguns. You can use it for rifles, you can use it for whatever, but it's perfect for this shotgun right here. Here we have Federal Premium Heavyweight Turkey. This is what I use. It's 12 gauge, 3 inch, 1 5/8 ounce, 7 shot. I had this sighted in with this at 50 yards. My turkey came in at about 35 to 40 yards. Smoked them no problem. This stuff here, excellent pattern at 50 yards. It's made for extended ranges. So these are the tools I use. If you haven't checked this thing out and you love ARs, you gotta get it. Yes! Yes! Leave it on, leave it on.
Go get him.
Yes. As you can see, I couldn't be happier from the tom that I took. It was my first tom that I've ever taken. In fact, it was my first turkey that I've ever taken. I've gotten a shot at a couple of jakes before, which I decided not to take, but I have never shot a tom. I was so ecstatic, as you can see from the video. And that tom that came in was a tough one. Travis had to do some very aggressive calling on him to get him to come in. When we first saw him, he was walking across a field right on the edge of the neighboring property, and Travis would call and he'd look and he'd take a couple steps towards us, but then as soon as Travis stopped, he'd continue walking through the woods. So Travis would call again, he'd stop, he'd move in a foot or two, and then go right back. So Travis had to call non-stop. The second he would stop, this tom would go right for the woods. It was really peculiar. So Travis was calling non-stop, the turkey was coming in, my heart was racing. I knew he was in the shooting distance once he got within 50 yards, but Travis wanted me to hold off a little bit, get him a little bit closer, which was a good call. But I'm beaten, my heart's beaten. There's the first tom, potentially, that I've ever taken. At one point, I mean, I knew he was mine. It was just a matter of waiting, which is the worst part. So he's coming in. Finally, Travis gives the yell, the turkey looks, bam, he's down, and I am one happy man. So this hunt was a pleasure, and I thank Travis for all the hard work, and all I can say is, I don't even know what to say, man. I love turkeys.